Okay, recording progress, and I'll share my screen. Be ready to start. Okay, Robert, can I ask you to mute yourself?
To mute myself. What's that? Alt? What?
I can help you mute. Yep, I'll mute you. Yep. Okay. And David, I will mute you as well. Oh, good. Thanks everyone to come to my final session. Again, my name is Alice. I'm one of the dietitians from Holistic Dietetics. I also work at Westgate Health as a dietitian there. So I believe some of you have chatted with me there already. So today's our last session. If you did attend my previous 3 sessions, good on you. You have learned a lot from me. If you didn't and you are interested to find out what's going on with the previous 3 sessions, don't worry, we'll have a little bit revision today. And we do have a recording on the Westgate Health website, which you can find out. Sorry, I think So today is our last session. Yeah, so today's thing is prevention is better than cure. So as usual, I will begin by acknowledgement of country. So I would like to acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today. And I would also like to pay my respects to elders past and present. Okay, so our last session, prevention is better than cure. So we'll do a little bit of revision of the previous 3 sessions, see what's going on, and we will talk about what kind of supports of there do we have. So before I start, does anyone here who came to my previous session, hi Luisa, we just started, no worries. Does anyone wanna share what they have learned in my previous 3 sessions? You can either mute yourself or type in the chat box. What have we learned in our previous 3 sessions? Like what you have learned from me from the previous 3 sessions, if you want to share with me. Yeah, Luisa?
I think the most important thing is portion sizes. I think I was eating way too much for my plate, but the diagrams that you had was excellent for me.
The healthy plate model, yeah, great. Anyone else? Vicky, do you want to share? No, okay, never mind. Thanks, Luisa. Okay, we can do a little bit. Yeah,
I put it in the chat box.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Portion control visuals were great. Thanks for that. Joanne, I saw you're gonna share something.
Yeah, more that the stars don't really reflect exactly what's on the back of the labels, as looking at some of the breakfast cereals, looking at the stars, and then realising that they're not as healthy. Like there's a lot more sugar in them than even though they're meant to be healthy.
Yeah, good on you. Start to do some food label readings. Really good. Okay. Thanks for sharing. Okay, so today it's a bit different from our previous 3 sessions because it's our last session. So I want you to have a little bit of revision of the previous 3 sessions. So this is our first session. We talked about the energy balance and weight control. So we actually have the balance there. If you do decide you're gonna eat a little bit more on that day, I hope you can try to balance these things and try to be more active or do some exercise to burn off some of the energy you have taken in. If we have more energy in and less energy out, of course, we will gain weight. If we have less energy go in and more energy go out, then we will lose weight. Then we talked about the Australian guideline to healthy eating. Hopefully you still remember the 5 different groups. So we have vegetables and legumes or beans. We have the fruit. We have the grain or cereals food. We have the lean meat and poultry, fish, eggs, tofu, nuts, seeds, legumes, and beans again. Then we have milk, yogurt, cheese, and alternatives. So mostly we want to focus on the reduced fat one. Apart from, we also have the 6th group, which is the discretionary food. Discretionary food means food that only provides you pure calories, but nothing else, no essential nutrients. So those food include like our favorite alcohol drinks, soft drinks, chocolates, processed meat, salami, these kind of things. So we want to avoid that as much as we can. Apart from all the 5 food groups, we want to drink 2 liters of water a day. Because guess what? Our human bodies are made from 70% of water. So we need to have that much water, and the water also helps with blood sugar and blood cholesterol. Last thing I would mention is to have a little bit healthy fat every day, such as the olive oil you put in your cooking, or some veggie oil would be fine, or like avocado, salmon. Yep, so this one would be mainly in our 2nd session. Then this one, I think, is the one most people like, and from the sharing, we also heard people are doing this, applying on this, which is really good. So still remember, we have our 5th size of carbohydrates or grains every day. So we tend to have the one with high fiber and low GI. Then we have the 2 open hands of the vegetables. Doesn't matter what type of vegetables you want to have, as long as it's not starchy. And the more variety there, the better it will be. Then we have palm size of the protein to fill up our last quarter of plate. So this one, we want to focus on the lean protein, like less marbly steak or chicken breasts or fish or some eggs. So yeah, this is our plate. We have quarter of carbohydrates, quarter of the protein, and half of the plate by the vegetables. Then we start to talk about the benefits of healthy eating. So the healthy eating, they're quite related to obesity, body weight, insulin resistance, which is related to diabetes, total cholesterol, serum triglycerides, which is like the fat in your blood, then blood pressure. Also with the active lifestyle. So you want to make sure you have the healthy eating as well as the active lifestyle to be the healthiest. Yeah, I heard someone didn't mute themselves. So David, I'm gonna mute you. Yeah, then last session, we talked about the food label reading. So we talk about how to compare similar products and find the relatively healthier one. So to check how much fat, saturated fat, sugar, and salt is in a product, we want to compare the numbers in the average quantity per 100 grams or per 100 mils column of the nutrition information panel, as this guide shows. Hopefully you already got these guidelines. So by the comparing of the product, we want to have the food lower in energy, have limited saturated fat, 0 trans fat, sugar, less sugar, low salt, and high in fiber. Okay, so now we learn a little bit the basic knowledge of healthy eating. What would be the next steps? Like if you want to achieve your next step, what will be this? So the first one I'm talking about is not really related to eating. It's more about what is your goal. So are you making goal like, I want to eat healthier, start from tomorrow? But what does that mean by healthier? What is a healthier diet? If you want to say, I want to make sure I follow the healthy plate model from tomorrow. Okay, so now you got the exact specific and measurable goal, which is easily to be measured out whether you can achieve that goal. But if you say, I'm gonna start from tomorrow, then how long would that be? Would that be just for tomorrow, one day, or would that be, for example, a week? So the goal setting can help you provide a good direction and make plans for change, build confidence and motivation, increase commitment to behavioral change. So if you wanna, because I have many clients came to me say they know what is a healthy things, they know all the healthy concepts, but they just feel the lack of the motivation. So I think goal setting would be the very first step to help you achieve your goal and to start to do something. This is what we call a SMART goals. So a SMART goals mean specific, S for specific, M for measurable, A for achievable, R for realistic, T for time bound. So as I mentioned, we want our goal to be measurable. So can be, I wanna make half of my plate salad or vegetables at lunch for this month. So you got the time bind, you got the specific goal, and it's measurable. So you know whether you're gonna achieve it. And if you know you're not gonna achieve like half plate by vegetables, then if that's not realistic to you, then make it a realistic goal for yourself. Maybe it can be start to include vegetables in every meal for the next month, if you are not a veggie person. Or you can say, I want to eat more fiber. So you can say, I will eat high fiber cereal for breakfast 6 days a week for the next 4 weeks. So at least you have 1 day off that you can have something that you like. So yeah, I think you know yourself better than anyone else, and you are the most important one for yourself, for your self's health. So you will be the one most suitable to make the goals for yourself. You know where you can achieve and what you want. Or if you want to say, I will reduce my fat intake. Rather than that, you can say, I will have low fat or skim milk on my breakfast cereal 5 days this week. Or maybe the next time I go to supermarket, I can buy light milk. Then I finish the whole light milk and I need some time to rest. I can go back to full cream milk. And after I finish the whole bottle of full cream milk, I will go again back to the light milk. So see how it goes. But I wanna ensure you once you make the goals, I don't want you to keep changing the goal because there will be no point. Once you make that goal, follow that goals. After you finish all your goals, look back, how much have you achieved? Maybe if you have achieved like more than 90%, then find something other than food to reward yourself. Maybe after lockdown, we can reward ourselves a road trip, or maybe go to a bar for one night, just 1 night, or hang out with friends, go somewhere you like. But I don't want you to have the bad food to reward yourself. You can't say, oh, I lost 3 kilos, now I'm gonna go for McDonald's for the whole weekend. So then there's no point to lose your weight, yeah? Okay, so apart from the goals, maybe you can come to the clinic and have a talk to me, because everyone's situation is quite different. And with a group session, I don't really know what your conditions are. And if you wanna have a chat with me, which I know some of you already have, so you can always book with Westgate Health to for a dietitian appointment. So what I can provide can be assessment for potential issues. So sometimes I will check whether the patient has like vitamin D deficiency or high cholesterol or risk of diabetes, this kind of things. So there might be something you didn't find out, or even the GP didn't find out, but I may help you find out. Then I can provide tailored advice, or based on your own diet, what kind of things you can improve on. Then do some evidence-based education. So I don't charge any gap fee as long as you have the care plan with your GP. But if you don't have care plans or you're not eligible to have one, you can still come to see me with a small cost for 30 minutes. So the next thing I want to introduce you is called Life Program. Has anyone of you heard of Life Program or joined one? No? Okay. So Life Program, it's sponsored by the government. So it's a free program sponsored by Diabetes Victoria. The main purpose of the Life Program is to prevent diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. So with joining the Life Program, you're gonna have 5 group sessions plus 2 individual sessions. So the program mainly gonna address on healthy eating, exercise, stress, and behavioral change. And if you are from different cultural background, you are highly encouraged to apply as well. So this program had over 45,000 people joining, and the feedback was really, really good. I had also referred a couple of my clients to join this program. Their feedback is very, very good. So people who completed this 6-month Life Program, they usually will make a significant improvement to their healthy eating behaviors, physical activity levels, the body mass index, which is weight and height related, then waist circumference. Also, by the end of the program, over 70% of participants achieved the fiber and fat intake goal. Physical activity levels increased by 10 to 15 minutes per day, so it's over an hour a week. Weight reduced by an average 2 to 3 kilos. Waist circumference reduced by an average of 2 to 4 centimeters, which is a very good job. And reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes, reduced by an average of 25 to 43%. So we actually have 98% of participants would recommend the Life Program to others. So if you do want to join this program, unfortunately, it's not for everyone. So you need to determine your own eligibility to join, because it's a free program. So they won't be able to have everyone to join. Only those with little bit high risk of diabetes, then you can probably join. So the first one, the very important exclusion would be you don't have diabetes. So if you do have diabetes, so you do have diabetes diagnosed, unfortunately, you won't be able to join this program. Then we have a thing called odd risk, which I'll explain further. Then we have pre-existing condition and absolute heart disease risk assessment, which I'll explain further as well. So you must be over 18 years old and the odd risk over 12 and BMI over 25. If you are below 25 and you do want to join, you can also have a chat with me. So if you are from Asian background, then BMI over 23 would be accepted. So if you can have a calculator on your hand or a pen and paper, we can do a little bit math at the moment. Even if you don't want to join the program, you can also determine what is the risk of you for diabetes. Okay, so we follow the question. And to just remember to keep a record of your score as you go. So first one will be your age group. If you are under 35 years old, then you gain 0 points. If you have 35 to 44 years old, then 2 points. Then 45 to 54, then 4 points. 55 to 64, then is 6 points. 65 years or over, that's gonna be 8 points. So actually diabetes risk is very linked to the age. The older we're getting, the high risk there is. Then actually gender matters. So male actually has a little bit higher risk than female. Then your ethnicity and cultural background or country of birth. So if you are from Aboriginal, Torres Strait Islander, Pacific Islander or Maori, then you gain 2 more points. Or if you born Asia, or you have Asia background, then you gain 2 more points. Then we have family history. So it's very, diabetes actually has a genetic factor. So if your parents or any of your siblings have been diagnosed with type 2 or type 1 diabetes, then that means you probably will have a higher risk as well. So you gain 3 points for that. Then if you have been found high blood sugar already, so for example, during health examination or during your last hospital admission or during your pregnancy, you have ever been found to have high blood sugar level, then you have higher risk of type 2 diabetes again. Then if you do have high blood pressure, so if you're taking any medication for high blood pressure, then you gain 2 points more. If you smoke, I will discourage everyone. I will encourage everyone to quit smoking if you do smoke. But if you do smoke or have any other tobacco products on a daily basis, which means you will have a higher risk as well. So you will gain 2 points more. Yep, all done with this page. Then the last bit is quite related to what we have been talking about. So how often do you eat vegetables or fruits? If it's every day, then it's you don't gain point. But if it's not every day, we'll probably add just 1 point. Or if you do enough exercise in a day, at least 2 hours of physical activities per week, or like 30 minutes a day, or on 5 or more days in a week, then you gain less points. But if you don't have enough exercise, then you do have 2 points here. So this part means these are something that we can control. So we can try to eat healthier and be more active to reduce our risk of diabetes. Okay, so the last bit is about your waist circumference. how long you haven't measured your waist circumference. Hopefully you have a measuring tape at your home. So this part you can, I saw Vicky has one on her hand and she's measuring herself now. Yeah, but yeah, if you can measure your waist circumference and the higher waist circumference you have, the more points you earn here. So if you're from Asian background or Aboriginal or Torres Strait Island descent, then you actually require lower in your waist circumference to have 0 points. Or if you are purely Australian, then you have relatively wider requirements for the points. So yeah, have a look of what I have put on the screen, find out what points you are, or maybe you can make a guess based on your weight. So yeah, I'll skip this part. So now you have your numbers. You can do a little bit calculations now. So your risk of developing type 2 diabetes within 5 years would be, if you have 5 or less score, then it means you have low risk. So if you score 5 or less, you are at a low risk of developing type 2 diabetes within 5 years. So it's they calculated it's roughly a person in every 100 will develop type 2 diabetes if they have 5 or less. So if you do have 6 to 11, that means you are at a moderate risk of developing type 2 diabetes within 5 years. So if you score of 6 to 8, approximately 1 person in every 50 will develop diabetes. For scores of 9 to 11, approximately 1 person in every 30 will develop diabetes. So if you do have 12 or more, so that means you are in high risk of developing type 2 diabetes within 5 years, or you may already have diabetes, but you have been undiagnosed. So for score of 12 to 15, approximately 1 person every 14 will develop diabetes. If you have score 16 to 19, then 1 person every 7, which is a very high rate, will develop diabetes. If you have score of 20 or above, then it means 1 person every 3 will develop diabetes. So yeah, if you do score 12 points or more, I would recommend you to book a fasting blood sugar glucose test with your doctor, and probably join this program to do something to prevent it. So if we have anyone here less than 25 years old, then this score may overestimate the risk of the diabetes. Then if you don't have the odd risk, then you can probably go through the pre-existing condition pathway. So if you do have pre-existing cardiovascular disease, but not recently diagnosed, or if you had gestational diabetes history during your pregnancy, or if you have kidney disease, hypercholesterolemia, or if your cholesterol is a bit high, or your blood pressure is a bit high, or you have impaired glucose tolerance, which is the result of the glucose test that you had with GP, or if you did have PCOS when you were young, or if you did diagnose with PCOS, then you can probably join through those pathways as well. So the last one is about cardiovascular disease risk assessment. So if you are 45 years old or over, or older than 35 years and of Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander descent, then you had an absolute risk score of over 10%, referred by GP clinic. At this point, then you can also join the program. So if you do find your score is over 12, and or you have the pre-existing condition and you are interested in joining this program, you can either go to this website, so www.holisticdietetics.com.au/life group program to enter your results in. It will be a same page as what I just showed you. So it will be a same question. You just fill your answers in. Then there will be a person contacting you, or you're not sure how to do that on the website. So you can send email to this info@holisticdietetics.com.au, and we'll have someone to help you with that. So just to finalize with that, diabetes, unfortunately, so far, we humans haven't found any cure of that. If you have been diagnosed with diabetes, then the only thing we can do is keep control of your blood sugar level, but we can never cure it. So if you are under high risk of diabetes and you haven't been diagnosed with any, I hope you can start to make some actions now to prevent it. It's never too late to start a healthy eating and a healthy lifestyle. But if you have been diagnosed, then also you can follow the healthy eating that will also help with your blood sugar control, or you can come to see me to have a discussion. So yeah, I will say thank you so much for attending all of my session. I feel very, very happy to deliver all of those webinars. I hope you have also learned something from me. And thank you so much for your attending. If you do want to find out what I have said in my previous 3 sessions, we do have our recordings up there. Also, we'll have a recording with this session. So if you forgot something or you want to check something, then you can go back to the recording. So yeah, do we have any question today?
Yeah, does that mean I've got to give up my Tim Tams?
Yeah, really up to you, David. It's your choice.
No, I'll probably come and see you. You've triggered a lot of things that, I need to look at.
Yeah, if you come to see me, I can have a check with your blood results and see how you're going with that.
Thank you for the sessions.
No worries. Thank you, David. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you, Luisa. So if no one has a question here, I'm probably gonna finish today. Yep. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. Hopefully you have a good plan after the lockdown. After the lockdown finished. Thank you. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you. Thank you, David. Thank you, Bernhard. I will finish the meeting.